Hello and welcome. Today I have three projects for natural language processing and they are for the fundamentals the NLP world. My name is Hussam and let's dive into coding. The first project that we have is the word frequency in the classic novels. We're going to use Moby Dick as the book that we're gonna extract text from. And the second project will be exploring the Airbnb market trends in New York City. And the last important one is Google Play Store apps and seeing how the price affecting the kind of apps and ratings and reviews, and we're gonna analyze this and display a graph about it. So let's start with the simplest one, the word frequency in the classic. We're gonna download the Moby Dick book from this link over here, and it's like in chapters and all of that, but like it's not like what you need when you work in Python. What we're going to do is using request.get using this link, and it will install it for us. Then we are going to encode it, like because this is a HTML, it's not a real text, and we're gonna just display it, like say here, this is a HTML, like you can see tags, titles here, and style, like body. That is not like the actual text that we need. So the first step is what we're going to do is extracting like the text from HTML. There is a library that's called Beautiful Soap that we can do that with. And we can see here that we're actually extracting, like parsing text out of the HTML. Then the next step is going to be using NLTK, tokenize and use regular expression to extract all the words. This is straightforward. We are using the natural language toolkit over here, the tokenize, and using regular expression tokenizer. And pattern for us is the words, and tokenizing each text and store it in here. And let's see inside this list like the first 10 words that we have. As you can see, it gives us a list of the 10 words that we got extract. This is very simple but powerful. Like you can do this with any HTML file and extract the data from it in this system steps using Beautiful Soap and downloading over here Beautiful Soaps and using NLTK to extract the only word that you need. The second thing that we need to do is turning some of these words from capital case to all of them to lowercase, and we can use this token.lower for the token inside our list, like a loop on top of our list over here. We're gonna change every token, which like the token is the word, into all lowercase using Python. And as you can see, it started from Moby with capital M to Moby with lowercase m. After that, what we need to do is to load in the stop word. Stop word is the word that doesn't affect the meaning or in our case, the analytics. It's not important to use like the of, the and the a, the or. All this kind of words is not important for us, so we can automatically like remove it using also NLTK. We just have to first do is downloading the stop words using NLTK. I did that already, but like you just do that once and you don't need it anymore. And then you can use the NLT.corps to stop word and the words that we need to extract from our text, the English words. It depends on whatever language that you use. So I display here what kind of stop word that we have inside the NLTK. We have I and M and my. All this kind of word is not like important for us. We need to extract the frequency of the importance word. So the removing here is straightforward. This is just a loop, a simple loop on top of our word or lowercase array that we created here, lowercase list that we created here, and we're looping on top of each word and check if it's not in the stop words list that we have from NLTK, we return it to the list that we created here, word, not stop words. And we just give us the first 5, Moby, Dick, Whale, Herman, and so on. And that's a cleaning that we remove the stop words. Right now the list is ready to we can calculate the frequency of each word that we have. We're using matplotlib, the inline. This is how you write it. Actually is a short line for Google Colab, and we get NLT.frequency, the dictionary fric list. It's a word, we give it the list that we have, and it will return for us whatever, like what you want, 25, 26, whatever. And the plot is 25 here. And as you can see, it's going up from here, the whale, one like one, when then we're gonna start to go down and down and down. But like in bars, I didn't like it like this. It seems not clear which one is the highest. If you looked at like it's looked like a stock marketing graph, but I don't want it to look like that, so I made it in a regular plot like bars and all the stuff. And as you can see here, the most regular, repeated, and frequent word is whale. It makes sense. It's about a whale, the entire story. It has been repeated the 1,246 times. We're gonna take a quick look to our code. We're using the fric list, which is the most important function that doing this for us. We don't have to loop over and count for each word how many words that we have. It simply do this for us. It gives us the frequency. The most common one, the most common words repeated is that this 25, and here we're drawing a regular bar using this graph size. You can do the label, change it, title, change it, whatever what you need. But I wanted to show it as a bar and see the number over here. Is I got it from after I'm done with the graph, I printed the most common word and the most common word frequency, which is the top one. In our case, the most common word is whale. And that's it. That is a various project, and this is it's done. It's simple, straightforward. Teach you how to you can get an HTML file, download it, extract from the HTML text using the beautiful sobs, then extract the words, then turn it to lowercase. Then after that, load the storyboard from an NLTK. You can use also Spacey if you want to, and then get the storyboard that you need exactly. In our case, our English can be Arabic, Indian, German, whatever language that you are using. And then after that, you loop over this list of words that you have, the lowercase one. Then you get only the word that is not storyboard. Then you do whatever what you want. Our case is the frequency, and that's it. Let's look at our second project, which is a little bit different in our project. In this project, it's all about data. We have 3 different data sets, one for pricing, one for room type, and one for the reviews. The goal of this project is getting the average of the price per night on an Airbnb list in New York, which is extremely expensive. How does the average price of an Airbnb listing per month compared to private rental? We're gonna compare it to a private rental place. How do Airbnb listing prices compare across the 5 the borough of New York, which this district we have, like I think 5 districts in New York City. I will leave it to you in the description so you can take a look at it. Anyway, we have the 3 data set. I'm gonna leave it for you, but this data set is not always them easy to use. One of them is XLX. We're gonna learn how to load it, and we're gonna merge it, and I'm gonna like combine these 3 data sets to work with them. First thing that we did is using NumPy, Pandas, and DataTime. So we're gonna work with them. Load the first data set as the price, second one as the room types, which you did here. The first one is rich CSV, straightforward. Second one is an Excel file, so you have to do a little bit work around it, parse it using the parse functionality in the Pandas. Then the last one is a TSV, which you have to separate it at the T, which is straightforward. It's the same here, but you just have to add a separator, which is a T. And if it's a text, you can, I think it's a double backslash for it, I think. Anyway, I displayed the first 5 for the series, so I can make sure it's working. And then we're gonna start cleaning. Here I did remove the white space from the prices, because in our case The prices was in dollars. If you can see here, it's a string. Like is this is a text, not a number. We need it to be numeric. So I had to remove the white space and remove also the dollar and then turn this number to a numeric, not a string, which what I did. I replaced the dollars with nothing. Then I change the price, which is right now a string, into a numeric, and I printed and it gave me a numeric value, which that's what I wanted. Then if you told any column in Pandas to describe, it can give you a few good values. The count, the mean, which is the average, the STD of it, like the STD stand for the standard deviation, and here the max also, and the different percentage of it. Anyway, that like the quick use of description we describe, which is really neat. You can use it whenever what you want. Calculate the average price. We can get also the price info, which give us like the price as a little bit info about the column itself. Right now we need to get the average, which like the mean value of it. And here we have first to remove the free listing, because the free listing is kind of like not what we need to look at when we're working with pricing. If something is cheap and like $0, that doesn't count, and I think it's harmful for our average pricing. So the first thing that we need gonna do is like if it's a free listing, we have to remove it. Like here in LOC, the column have function. We action the prices column and using the LOC, not in like the SQL. Free listing, we're gonna use it actually. So the average price is going to be the mean and getting the nearest decimal places average of it. So the average price is here is $141, which is one for the night. That's how you get the average after cleaning. We don't need the zero pricing over here. Now we know how much listing cost and average per night, but it'd be useful if we have a benchmark and compare it to per night listing and monthly cost and see how it will look like. The pricing for per month in our case, $3,100, which I got from data that I had on the 2019 Airbnb rental data. We here gonna take each row of the price column and multiply it by 300, like the year, and divide it by 12, which is a month. And we can actually get here the price per month. The average price per month is around, which like we have to also get the average and do this decimals is going to be here. Subtract that from the actual rental, that like the average rental in New York City, like you get about $4,313, which in a private market, like it's about I think it's about 1,200 you saving money if you got in cheaper rental, like if you got in a private renting. Right now we're gonna also do cleaning. First thing that we need to look at is the room type, which our second data set, which is here. And now we can look at the room type as a column itself and work with it. The first thing is change into lowercase so we can work with its value. Then it changes type as the room type itself. As a type of the category, gonna create a category from it. And this category gonna be based on the type of this room. Like we have hotels, we have private rooms, we have the shared rooms, and here we are going to count the value and display it over here. So I have a private room about 7,000, shared room about 300, and hotel room is about 100. Now the last thing that we're going to work at is a data set of the reviews. We're gonna get the data set of reviews that we have over there, which is the TCV that I told about, and we're gonna load it. When look at it, like we have last review, which is the most important one. We have to change this to date time. It's straightforward also. Look at the info, let's see what data type that we have. Right now it's object. We don't need it to be object. We need to be something called data time. So the last review is going to change from whatever like data type, which is the object right now, to date time, which will be displayed like this, like a normal date. Okay, why? So we can get the mean, like the first review ever, and get the max, which is the last review we have in this data. As you can see here, the last Airbnb review is like in 2019, which is like the ending of this dataset information. We can print over here like the data types of the last review column that we have and get the head. And here the data type is date time, which what we needed actually. The second trick that we can do here, a second trick that we can learn here is merging. Merging is actually very useful sometimes when you have to work with multiple datasets. And now let's take a look at how we can join two different data frame in one. And it looks like a bit threatening, but it's not. Like what you want to merge is the prices and the room types. The how is outer. Outer it's mean like we want to keep all the row of both prices and room types, like keep all of their value and join them based on the list ID when it's matching. Like when the ID is here 1 and the ID on the room type is 1, join them and keep all the other value in both of these tables. And we did the same thing here from and the pricing, which our new like created data frame, but we in this case we did the same thing but with reviews. And after that, all I have to do is like we have the ultimate dataset that we created from the oldest three. We're gonna drop all the negative or the missing values from all the rows and columns over here. And here I printed like the duplicate, see if there is a duplicate. There is no duplicate, which is just a check. After that, I got the ultimate dataset that we created, the Airbnb merged, and got the info and see the first head of it. And as you can see here, how it look, like here, listing ID, the pricing, like the pricing that we created, where it is, and the price per month, number of reviews, host name, the last review that we created, also the room type, what kind of type. And after that, we going to look at the district. We have here Manhattan, Brooklyn, Manhattan also. We need to get only that part and combine them all and get the prices of it and get the sum and the average and the max and the count, all the information that you can get. The first thing that we're going to look at is our dataset that we created. Give me the neighborhood that it have. Then we're gonna split it on the comma over here, and then we're gonna get the first part of it like we did here. Like split it over here, then we get the first part of the list, which is the name of the district. Then we're gonna group it by the entire district by the price and get the sum and the mean and the median and the count. And then we're gonna sort this value here for all the district that we have and print it out. And you can see here that the Manhattan district is almost dominating one. I think it's because it's a bit bigger one, I think. And here it gives us the mean, the median, and the sum and the count of the entire rooms that inside this district. But this data is not like usable for the normal user. We need to make it like user friendly as much as possible. Let's say if it's not a dataset, a static dataset, and it's an API, and you have this API, you want to break it to like labels and names, like budget, average, expensive, something like extraordinary, like luxurious, or whatever what you name it. You can actually do that by making ranges, like we give it label, budgets, and average, and whatever is like expensive you think it should and extravagant, and we give it ranges from 0 to 69 to 175 and so on. And here we can do that actually by creating a new column for the price range, okay, and cut using the panda.cut, and it sorts the value of the price column based on the range that we have. Like start from 0 and it will end of whatever the maximum value after 350. And the label names of column is gonna be the price names. And we're gonna group it by the district once more and the price range and get the count of it. So we're gonna get for each district or borough the average and the range for each one. The price for each district. We're gonna get the budgets and the extravagant data that we have. Okay, so here we have in budget 209 and average is 150, and in expensive we have 14 and a 4 for extravagant. So this is a number we're getting here, the numbers actually for the rooms. So the count of the rooms that we can say that we have for expensive is 14 in the Bronx, and in Brooklyn is that 129, and so on. So that's it. That can be like an actual app. You can use it as an interface, get this data, analyze it, send it to the user, and he can basically search based on the stuff that you already did. It's a little bit difficult than the project before, but we learn a lot here, like how we can load multiple different data sets. Like here, we learn how to use the CSV, the Excel files, TSV, and we learn how we can get how to clean data, and also how we can compare prices and see how the prices can affect the different category that inside the city. That can actually be a very useful app if using something for traveling. How to clean the columns, how to actually, like here, what is the data frame and that time frame, and why we did it, so we can get the min and max. How we can merge multiple data sets, which you can go on. This is just only 3. We can merge this new one, the third one to a fourth one, and we keep going. We can have like 10 frameworks merged. Might be like a few columns each one. Anyway, so we also learn how to can analyze the prices by the district, how we can break the district based on different label names and get the count of it. This is project a little bit difficult, but like if you slow down and repeated this part and read the code correctly, you can understand how like the lot of stuff that you can do with it. Maybe if it's like a real API, that will be even better. So the last project that we have today is about the apps and Android apps in Google Play Store. How we can like get information about it, analyzing if we have an app that's coming, predicting the size and the price effect. Does it affect the reviews or not? So what kind of apps that we will have and see it, and we have in this project a 2 data set, one for apps and one for user review. I loaded the apps data set and check on duplication like I did here. App with duplicates. If there is a duplicate, I want it to be removed like I did here, drop duplicates if there is any, and get the total lengths of the current apps that we have right now. Then give me like a random sample of the app so we can take a look at it. I have a couple of names over here. I think Flickr, if you know about it, photography, and see the number of reviews, the size, and how many installed have been installed, the type, it's free or paid, and what kind of content it, what genre. All this kind of stuff can be useful. But the first thing that we need to do is cleaning. Always after you are done with duplicate, clean your data and see if there is something value is missing. You can replace it or entirely remove it. Here in cleaning, we're gonna remove this kind of marks like the MD and dollar and the plus sign and the comma from all the 3 columns that we're going to work, the install, the size, the prices, which is gonna affect our analysis. So removing by creating a for loop inside a for loop. I'm gonna for loop inside this three column, and inside these columns we're gonna loop inside edit if each word, remove this kind of signs and use it like in a clean value. Right now we're gonna start with analyzing. This is gonna be easier. I'm using Matplotlib, which is like, for some reason Plotly doesn't work on Google Colab today. I have no idea why. Anyway, so we're going to break it by the category. We want to see how much, which is the dominant category inside this app store. And surprisingly, I didn't know the family dominating the entire Android market. And the least important one is the beauty, which is funny to know. I thought it's just gonna be gaming and social maybe, but like not family. Anyway, here I get the links of the category by the uniqueness of it, and get the links of category inside our data frame. Like this is how we can get the column. If you didn't know, this is easy. Just list, put the column name, get it, and get the number of the categories. You have the 33 here category inside our dataset. And then I told that get the category column also here, get the value and sort the value ascending. So give me from the highest one to lowest one. And I draw a plot here. And actually you can do that with ChatGPT if you have access to it. You can give it this code and tell it to draw a bar chart for using Matplotlib, and it will do that for you. So let's look at the average rating of each app, which is straightforward. We can get the mean, which is the average, I told you. So the mean value of each column is like the average. So if you remember that, like you're gonna use it almost at every single Panda project that we will use it. You're gonna get the mean, and you have to understand that the mean is the average. So the average rating for the app inside our dataset is 4.17, which like I think is pretty cool. I also drew in a bar for it, even if you don't need it one, but like I wanted to see it. The average is like about here. You can see here I draw a line using also Matplotlib, and you can change and play with it if you want to also. And here the affecting of the size and the price on the rating. We went a little bit deep and see how we can analyze in even further here. If the size of the app might affect the downloading and rating, and the price of the app might affect also the downloading and rating. And here I did a little bit something different, is dropping every category that have less than 250 app, and I combined it and bumped it in a large group and reset the index. And here I told it to print the unique category, and the categories that we have after doing that is 14. The original one we had is 33 category. And then I drew this a little bit complex plot size versus rating, seeing here this size and here is the price, affecting the rating in case of the price, and basically the higher rating over here is toward to basically the free one, even if some the premium one is almost good, like as you can see here. And here the size, I think there is no app that have like 0 MB. Maybe it's like less than 10 is good. Megabyte have also very high rating. So the lower price and lower size of the app, the better the rating it will gonna affect. Then here we're gonna create a relation between the category and the app price. Does the app price come a variation for each category? Like we have different categories in our case. And here I'm gonna check on the relation between the pricing and the category. I'm selecting these 8 categories actually, like here game, family, photographer, medical tools, and finance, lifestyle, and business, and creating here a subset of it, of this category, and creating also another plot to check on it. And like before we check on it, we have to check on the category itself. As you can see, there is some sort of trash apps like the I am rich. Like if you remember, there is with this I am rich app that was created on the Apple Store, and if you bought it, basically like you are proving that you are a rich person and you have a lot of money or something stupid like this. This is not like helping us at all, because it's a lot of apps like this, and we need to clean it up. And what we're gonna do right here, filter the junk out, which honestly it's a junk. And if the price is less than 100, we're going to keep it, because I think there is no one gonna pay 400 for like an app. I don't know what this app have. Anyway, the same thing happen here. We're gonna filter it by checking on the price, by doing query on the price. If our price is less than 100, we're gonna keep it and draw up another plot with it. And we can see here the highest paid apps is actually in the category of business. And there is more than 18 actually, more than $18. And we can see here some of them is actually a lot of them in tools for free and family and gaming. But medical and business and finance, and also a lot of medical and business and finance, top 4 that is in a money business actually. So if you wanted to create an app that can make money for you, I think the category is best for you, either business or medical. Popularity of paid apps versus free apps. Without any analytics, you know that the free apps have more points and installs more than paid apps technically, because it's free, you don't have to do anything. So here are checking of it's not in the type of this, the type of the app itself is not in paid. We're gonna get the paid install and a free install, and draw like different between them. A free, of course, one. And the last thing we're gonna take a look at is the sentiment analysis of user, basically checking if it's negative or positive for the reviews for the both category that they have the free and paid. I hooked up our user reviews dataset and get a random sample on it to just check on it. That we have the translate review have some, not a number, I think, and the sentiment polarity, also the subject sentiment. So basically it's checking on how positive and negative it is. Here I'm doing merging between the two data sets on the app column, like checking the name and merge on it and keep only. That means that you only the row with the matching app value will in the both data frame will be included in the results. So like keep the data for only the app, and if there is a matching app, and merge here we're gonna the merge data frame that we created, we're gonna drop all the not like basically the empty values, like not a number value. We're gonna drop it from both sentiment and translation review, because we don't need that. Like if it's here, remove it completely. Like here Adobe Acrobat Reader, it doesn't have any value, just remove it. Then we're gonna draw a plot about it, like this sentiment polarity distribution, as you can see. So as you can see, the more free apps have more negative sentiment. Basically the reviews here is more negative, more than the paid one. I think because the paid one have like the gate of like you have to have a very decent quality app before you launch it, like all testing. And the free, like whatever, it's free, push it out there. That's it. We explored a lot in this 3 project. The first one was the easiest actually. Second was a little bit harder. This one is kinda, I will not say it's harder as the last one, but it was focused on more on showing the plots and seeing how we can approach analysis and how data can be cleaned in different way, and seeing if it is an actual decision making project that we want to create, how we gonna create it, like based on the installation rating and the sentiment reviews and the prices, which category is the best. As we said, it's business, finance, and medical, and which is one have the more potential of being downloaded is of course is a free, and which also is the most have the most negative rating, which also is a free, because it makes sense, more installation, basically more chances of getting a negative review. And that's it for the video. If you like it, give it a like, and I'm gonna create more project like this for portfolio. You can find the code entirely in the link in description with the dataset and all of its stuff in a GitHub repo. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.